Hey, there we are. It started. I completely forgot it starts like that. Anyway, so I have returned against. I have returned once again today to actually cover another episode of Bakemonogatari, but my YouTube kicked and scared me. I am not alone once again today. I am with a special guest.
Hey, it's me again.
That's actually the greatest intro ever. So, hi.
Hello.
The friendly neighborhood disembodied voice.
It's pretty much become at this point.
That's actually probably a great actual title for a person. The friendly neighborhood disembodied voice.
That's actually an amazing title, yeah.
I have to patent that as a thing. That can't be taken by anyone. I'll be pissed if it gets taken.
Well,
but anyway, yeah. So we have returned to cover an episode of Bakemonogatari, episode 3. I believe it actually is the start of the Maoi arc. I think. Is it the start of the Maoi arc?
I do believe it is.
Yeah, it is. I think it is. So I remember this episode quite vividly.
I think so. Yeah.
So yeah, doing an episode today because I think if I did any more, my head would probably erupt into a kind of a cacophony of different avant-garde things in life that won't actually kind of correspond to anything and probably then make me cry inside. So I think one episode might actually be good for me because if I do any more overload on avant-garde, I'm probably might explode. I don't know. Just you don't want to overload on avant-garde, your brain would literally just fry. That's what I realized. But anyway, so hold on to get YouTube just not to kind of kill itself halfway through. It actually wants to do that constantly nowadays.
YouTube is doing quite fine today, actually.
Because I remember I did Sangatsu on Saturday, and Sangatsu lost 3 minutes of time. I was like, what the hell happened?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did it for 52 minutes, and it went down to 49. I was like, what the hell happened? Huh. Apparently, half of the things got lost. I was like, oh. I had no idea where it got lost, but apparently one of the parts it went off screen and kind of went to my logo only. So it kind of then at that point went, okay, well, we got to cut that bit out. I was like, thanks for that. So I was like, so YouTube's constantly like wants to just not work. Don't ask me why. Just it's a thing at this point. But anyway, so let's start this thing in 3, 2, 1. Let's begin. Now. Oh, my back. Whew. Is this in the episode that's actually strictly dialogue?
You can say that, well, most.
Technically, that's true. I remember one of them literally was just them talking to each other. That's about it.
It has quite a bit of that. I don't remember if it goes more into the other stuff. I think it does at the end. But yeah, there's a lot of dialogue in this one.
This show looks better than most shows that come out nowadays.
It really does.
Like it's one of those ones that sort of catches you off guard. It still looks really freaking good.
Yeah, I mean, there's a good director behind it.
Oh, I remember this intro actually.
Well, this is the intro that catches people off guard. It's like, am I watching the same show?
If you just tune in at this one point, you may say it's for a show about a slice of life show about some crazy girl with a really freaking large backpack. That's pretty much it.
It's just
so like a Digimon as well. I just realised that it looks like it looks like the pink Digimon from Digimon.
Oh, well, I don't know.
I actually can't remember the name of the Digimon, but I know which one it is vividly. It looks just like the backpack looks just like the Digimon.
Oh yeah. Oh, actually, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I know the exact one you're talking about. I just don't know its name.
Yeah, that's the problem I have as well. The Pokemon names are a bit not Pokemon names. Jesus Christ, Digimon names are really hard to remember.
One Digimon name. It's the Agumon. Is that the
Yeah,
Dracula?
Agumon's the main one, I swear.
Yeah, that's the only one I know. I used to really enjoy Digimon when I was younger.
I watched the first like 4 seasons of it, I think, like religiously when I was a kid. Like I was there when they had to change their names constantly because of some random thing. So in like I can't remember the name of the name of the main character was called Joe in the dub, I think.
Oh,
Oh no, it wasn't Joe. It was I can't remember his name now. His name was completely changed. Like most of the names in that show were completely changed in the English dub.
I can't even remember the original name of the character.
I kind of sort of do, but then sometimes I'm like I can't remember at the same time.
I think they're like also movies. I think I like them.
Mm.
I'm not sure though. I don't remember.
'Cause I remember watching the films as well, the ones that came out recently, but I just can't remember half the names of the characters.
Yeah.
And shot conversation in this show is so freaking phenomenal. It's got one of the greatest shot conversations I've ever seen.
It's really done quite meticulously.
Yeah, it's one of those ones that Shaft always have that amazing sense of like shot composition, but I think this show is kind of like the one that kind of really shows it. Like Sangatsu does as well, but I think the show kind of really excels in the whole entire thing.
I put a lot of effort into details.
Mm. Damn, so it's only been like 2 episodes. Or 3 now.
I guess
This show don't waste time.
I think it only took two because she was already like at the end of the last one.
Oh yeah, you're right. So that literally only took 2. It's actually like that's pretty fast.
It really is.
It's like boom, straight into it. I was like, can't argue with that. I never actually understood why anime doesn't use the jump cuts more often.
Well, a lot of chef's shows do actually.
Yeah, because I've seen it used in Kekai Sensen quite a bit. In the first season, they used it all the time. Those ones I always used to like the use of the jump cut, but a lot of animes they never use it. I'm like, such a cool concept though. So it kind of just throws a view off completely. Like, what the hell? How the hell did they get there? But I don't know. It's one of those things that Shaft always use it, but no one else does.
Yeah, I guess it is pretty underused. I never really noticed that, I guess.
It's one of those ones that once you watch like Breathless or something like that, which uses it like say the word religiously. There's the word. You sort of notice it more often. It's just like the constant cutting all the time. But it's one of those ones it's one of my favorite techniques, but no one ever uses it. But alas, at least Bakemonogatari uses it. Damn, son. Is this guy's life literally just getting constantly shot down?
Yeah,
And then even going further than that, is getting shot down even more.
he doesn't seem to mind it that much.
Everyone says like, "Oh, Subaru's got it terrible. Subaru's got the worst." It's like, what about Araragi? He's just constantly getting shot down every single 5 seconds.
This is a very bizarre conversation.
Yeah, it is. I'm kind of realizing that. I don't know. This episode's like kind of one of those episodes that literally, like, plot-wise, nothing's really happening, but it's sort of just like it's one massive conversation.
Oh yeah. Well, they established the main theme, and then they're just kind of going on.
Yeah,
It's sort of vaguely related.
it's like kind of like it's the whole lot of nothing, but at the same time, it's a whole lot of something.
The small everyday troubles, I guess.
Mm. Oh, there's the words. Dropped.
That's pretty straightforward.
I love the build up to that one line. It just goes, "We can have it whenever you want." It's like anyone could be your girlfriend. It's such a fantastic build up for nothing. It's so great. I love it. It just builds up for her to go, "Oh yeah, by the way, you can literally have anyone you want." It's like, well, there we are. Well, there it is.
I do like how things just escalate from here on out.
Yeah. I do remember this whole entire arc. It goes like a lot of places. It's a casual way of getting a girl's attention. Just whack her against the wall.
Using the Shin Megami Tensei approach.
Yeah, literally. Hello, how's it going? I still can't get past the fact he actually infuriated just whacked an elementary school girl across the head against the wall. I actually can't get past that.
It's pretty amazing.
Straight after he did that, I was like, wow, well, there it is. As I would say in the business, that's one way of doing things. Don't you hate it? Don't you hate get kicked in the gut so hard you change animation style?
It always happens.
Yeah. It's fantastic. Actually, I am talking to someone else. We actually have a fellow guest in this stream as well.
Oh, hello.
The friendly neighborhood disembodied voice.
You like this bit? Amazing. Like, oh yeah, I did do that.
Yeah. Oh man. She's literally out cold. I don't know how you actually can even hate this episode. This episode's fantastic. It's a whole lot of nothing, but that something just happens anyway.
I want to say he can't catch a break, but I mean, really, he kind of deserves it.
Pretty much at this point, he did him through judo flip a girl. Like it's kind of like, dude, you saw it coming. It's one of those things that there's ways and means to handle a situation, and probably whacking a girl in the head against a wall was not probably one of the best ways of doing things. And then judo flipping her afterwards, probably the best way. Oh, it's a dramatic shaft head tilt, not head tilt, head. The hell's the word? Head movement. That's the one. Head movement. When you think about it, literally nothing happened.
Well, we established that he ran from home because he had a fight with his sister.
But literally, like narratively, when you think about it, like literally nothing happened, but so much actually happened at the exact same time. These sort of just kind of like, yeah. I think I remember someone talking about this episode and they're kind of saying, "Oh, nothing literally happened. It was so boring. What the hell was this? What the hell was this show?" I'm like, but I guess that kind of is one of the things. It's one of the beauties of the show as well. The fact that is, it kind of. I guess it kind of bathes in the whole entire idea, just kind of like subverting your expectation of what's going to happen next.
Right.
Because you kind of have episodes where it's like, oh, this thing's happening, this thing's happening, and you have a whole entire episode of just talking.
Hmm.
It is pretty freaking great.
I did get a lot of insight for who both Sender Guevara and Koyomi as a character, like how they are as people.
It's one of those ones that you sort of respect it.
Actions with them. You've seen Koyomi interact with Maya for a bit, so.
I think this is the only studio actually can pull it off, really, just talking heads the episode, really. It's one of those ones that I don't think anyone else can actually really pull this kind of style off. Oh man, this show's freaking great. Oh, I went to my headphones off. My headphones off for some fun reason. This show is freaking great. It's one of those ones that it's like you respect it because it's just completely just not what you've seen beforehand. That's what you kind of get from it. It's just like it's just kind of so different. You're like, yeah, why not? Why not? I mean, you sort of accept it, you sort of respect it afterwards. This is how I see it. But yeah, I mean, goddamn. So when you think about it, in a larger context, in the sense of the narrative, granted, it's actually really a freaking narrative so far anyway. Is there actually an overarching narrative?
I mean, no.
that's what I sort of get. That's what I was going to say. It's kind of like
we had an issue last arc and we kind of dealt with it, and now we're moving on to the next one. So
yeah, it's sort of just like, okay, so you have one thing, you have another thing, you have another thing, but it's sort of like there's an overarching narrative. So to actually kind of say, is there any narrative like kind of development? It's sort of like,
well, the overarching narrative that kind of follows from the last arc is more or less just the relationship of the two characters.
Yeah. It's sort of interesting in that regard because you kind of like there is no narrative, so it doesn't kind of have anywhere to go and doesn't actually have anywhere to waste your time at the same time, which actually is kind of interesting. Because say if this episode happened in, I don't know, goddamn, say this happened in Evangelion, you'd be really pissed off. Actually, it kind of did happen in the end of Evangelion, but
sort of.
It sort of happened at the end of Evangelion anyway. So it's sort of you had the exact same thing. I'm not pissed off at that point. So you could probably say if it didn't kind of have, if it wasn't kind of in a different show, this wouldn't work. But here it works absolutely perfectly. Like just having nothing but talking. It's just it's so weird in that way.
Yeah,
because it
did a good job of just establishing the problem for this sort of section, and then
that's the kind of major thing it did as well.
Or just dialogue between the characters.
It sort of kind of just gave you a bit more nuances with certain characters as well that otherwise would not have been there beforehand. It's all just kind of like, yeah, I respect that. Because otherwise you're kind of just sitting in the dark about some of the characters, which is granted what you should be at this point. But it kind of gave you enough context to go forward with these characters and know who they are, what they do, why they're there, how they work, and everything like that. So you kind of just go, yeah. It's not really a time waster. Granted, at the surface level, it kind of freaking is because it's just literally talking heads for 25 minutes. But at the same time, it's kind of like once you look kind of beyond that point, you sort of get something that's actually kind of a lot more kind of nuanced than, say, I don't know, an episode that actually has talking heads in a different show. It's one of those things I kind of gathered from this episode, the fact that you just kind of respect it for what it actually really does in the context of the fact that it's kind of not what you expect it to be. It's actually kind of cool. And also the fact is the actual animation really kind of carries the scenes as well, because the animation was kind of static. I don't know whether or not it could have worked so well because the direction was actually kind of really, really freaking like, whoa, it was like it just carries the whole entire narrative. Actually carries the whole entire scenes as well beyond where they would be for say they weren't there. That's one of the things it kind of does as well, I think.
Yeah, it kind of chooses its time for when to do most of the development and everything else.
Yeah, because it doesn't really it's not all the time. It doesn't actually kind of use like jump cuts every 5 seconds like another show that kind of does. Like Kikai Sense uses it every single 5 seconds. But here it kind of uses it to a point where it becomes a lot more apparent and it becomes a lot more better to actually kind of allow the scenes to kind of progress. I think, at least. It just makes the scenes a lot more interesting to look at, other than say, okay, well, look, you've got one scene of people talking, you've got this scene, you've got that scene, you've got that scene, that scene, that scene, that scene, that scene, that scene for like 25 minutes. It kind of goes, no, look, you've got this scene, you've got that scene, but this scene connects to that scene. It makes everything a lot more enjoyable to watch. Because otherwise, what would be a kind of a really freaking boring show that's actually something that's actually kind of really electrifyingly awesome.
Right.
The dialogue itself is great.
Kind of makes it all more seamless.
Yeah, that's what I kind of think. It's just the editing, the animation make everything just kind of a bit more seamless. I don't know. I kind of I don't know. I really like it. I think when so you actually can in theory you could do a film. It's literally just people talking constantly. I mean, I don't know. There's one called 12 Angry Men, which is literally one location room with people just talking constantly. You never get once bored of the film because the dialogue is so freaking great and the characters are so freaking great. The actors are portraying the characters so goddamn well that you kind of just you're in a trance. And here's exactly the same thing, but here it uses the idea of the shot composition to actually kind of not alleviate, but elevate the scenes beyond where they were beforehand, kind of make it a little bit more enjoyable for the actual viewer to watch it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Would it actually work as one continuous one take shot? Like in essence, it was just one shot the whole entire time and literally no breaks in between. I never know if it would work so well.
That would be pretty difficult, actually, I think.
Yeah, because you're kind of just sitting there, just the talking heads of one uninterrupted shot. And we kind of cool to see because you're like, I wonder how it would work, but at the same time, it'd be kind of boring to just kind of see one character and another character just sitting there constantly for the whole entire thing. I don't know. I kind of like how they did it. I think it's one of those shows. I think it's one of those shows that doesn't get enough appreciation for what it really does in the sense of the kind of, like in the sense of the composition of the shots and also how it kind of does make scenes boring because every single scene really is kind of freaking like electrifyingly freaking good. But that's just me, at least.
Yeah, I think so. I think a lot of people agree, but it does a pretty good job at doing that.
But yeah, I think I don't know what's gonna where I can't actually speak now. My brain's literally just stopped. I cannot speak apparently. Now I can. I have zero idea where it's going to go next, but I'm kind of like, yeah, I want to see where it goes because it's one of those ones that it sort of keeps you going. Like, it kind of keeps you on your toes, though nothing's really kind of going on per se. But it sort of kind of keeps you on your toes and actually know what's happening. Like, yeah, sure, why not? But yeah, I mean, I think that will do it for today. I'm going to lie down for a bit. I've got to lie down for a bit. My eyes actually literally just like beginning to sting.
Same.
I was like going, bro, you got to rest me for a bit. I actually might start bleeding. I'm doing that today. I've been overexcited my eyes recently way too much, and I think I need to catch a break. Catch some of those Z's, as they say.
Yeah, breaks are good.
But when you've got work to do for like 2 weeks' time. Yeah, I know. I've got work to hand in for 2 weeks. I'm just like, oh my god. I literally had to sit down today for like 4 hours straight and just like whack out like about 1,500 words. I was just literally gonna cry up inside myself. I somehow did it. I somehow got there. I was like, oh my god, I got 1,500 words done. I'm so proud of myself and started to cry a bit.
Well, I guess that's all that matters.
Yeah, you appreciate yourself in the end. It's all that really matters. But yeah, so if I go back to there in a minute and actually kind of do 200 more words before I actually can call it a day. Otherwise, I might start crying again once again. I need to get that bit done. Otherwise, I will probably like not be all right for the rest of the night. But yeah, so with all that said, we have indeed been our respected selves.
Oh,
Actually, I have no zero idea how to end a dual stream anymore.
I have no clue.
I don't know. I'm actually kind of like oh yeah, I don't have to end these now.
Well, I mean, I will come back eventually. We are gonna come back eventually. It's just
Yeah, we'll be here at some point, in some capacity, at some time.
in some way.
In some way, we'll be here. If it has to be, it has to be like through. I don't know what's the different ways of means of communication. Like through a piece of string and a tin can. We would do it that way as well. Maybe a very long string and a piece of tin can, but we'll do it. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We'll do it. So yeah, until next time, we have been our respected selves. So if you have enjoyed this whole entire stream as a whole, and you do want to leave a like, then do leave a like, because indeed it does make quite a bit. If you have enjoyed what we do here, and you want to stay a bit longer, then do leave a sub, because indeed it does make quite a bit. But until tomorrow, with absolutely nothing, because nothing from me is I want to watch tomorrow. Yeah, literally nothing comes out tomorrow that I actually kind of want to watch until freaking whatever happens tomorrow. See you guys later. Bye for now.